All right, hey everybody, it is news day, and boy, I wish it's really hard to kind of separate a lot of the times about what is going on in real life versus what is going on in the game, and I think it is worth saying just really quickly at the start of this video that, boy, the world is looking kind of rough right now, and it feels really weird to just keep going about business as per usual. But yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna say right now, I've been distracted lately. I've been making a fair amount of different little mistakes in videos, making some things that are really obvious. Most recently, I did a review on Lumega's piece of equipment that came with the latest selection quest upgrade for the dark element here in Japan. And it just slipped my mind that some of those effects were probably for Lumega only, and they are, and yeah, my evaluation of that piece of equipment has dropped considerably. So apologies for mistakes. Also, to do anything with the microphone, some of my settings keep getting changed around a little bit while I'm doing a few different things, streams and whatnot. Apologies for anything that may make it a little bit more difficult. But yeah, we're not going to play around today. I'm just going to do the news really quickly and get out of here. So yeah, other than that, I don't think any of my viewers are out in that area, but if they are, hopefully you are safe and nothing... best wishes to you guys. It's a really tough time, and I don't like pretending like that stuff just doesn't exist, because I know games are supposed to be escapism, but it really isn't in this case. All right, so let's get into the news today. So first of all, we have a brand new mace coming to the game. This is for our new character. It is crystal based. You can probably already guessed, also based on the title card for this, that Sadali is going to be our new character for the month of March. As for this piece of equipment, I'm assuming it's just going to be a wind damage piece of equipment here. I don't really think that there is going to be any really big surprises. It's been a while since we've seen a mace, so this will be a big step up probably regardless. Continuing on, new maps starting in the month of March. We'll come back here. There will be also a daily training quest for the new character that will be coming out, and as well there will be 4 chances. Only a 4-day pickup, which is pretty interesting. This seems to be a special login for this character only, as there is no Lapis on here. So I assume the Lapis will be coming on a different set of logins. So this seems to just be a bonus for him coming to the game. Okay, next up we have this, which is the guild raid for Final Fantasy X. Yeah, really quickly, we know the characters that are coming. I just need to paste the information. Balfour will be a light boss that is capable of being slowed. Darkfland will be a wind boss capable of CT chain and agility, or CT change, sorry, and agility down. Shiva, who will be an ice boss and is capable of being slowed. Golem, who is apparently a fire boss for this one and capable of being slowed. And Unalesca, who is a dark base boss that will be CT changeable and agility down. So 5 new bosses coming. Unalesca is at the top. Balfour is the easy one with different characters. So it looks like, really quickly, I mean, the obvious thing is that it's going to be tailored more towards Final Fantasy X characters. So Unalesca will be weak to light. Golem will be weak to water. Shiva will be weak to fire. Darkflan will be weak to ice. And Balfour be weak to dark. So there you go. That's basically the look at that. We'll hopefully get some gameplay of that later this week. And now we come to the showstopper, I guess. Sadali. I'm just going to say it. I don't really like this character. He's a villain in the story. I don't really care that much for him. I've never really cared that much for him outside of he's just basically the central antagonist, right? It is what it is. I'm not I don't really have any personal stake for this character, which means that it's very easy for me to just stay on the sidelines and just be like, okay, let's take a look at him. So first of all, Wind Element, 100 cost. I don't believe he is a limited character, so much like Oberyn or, for instance, the new version of Leela, you will be able to get this character at any point in the year from the Gatcha, although he is a 100 cost, so his rates will not be as good as some other characters. Main job is going to be a brand new job, and you know, the kanji on this one, I feel like it's probably just going to be like church leader or something. We could probably Crystal Church, Sun. Yeah, something along those lines. Which, okay, fine. Looks like Messenger is his third job, and last one I do believe is, what's it called? I always forget the title for this job, but it should be the Minwoo job. Yeah. It's the job. I believe Cleric? Wasn't Conqueror. I'm gonna say Cleric, and I'm just gonna probably be wrong on that one, but I can't remember what they called it on Global. It's Guru or something on JP, and yeah, Messenger is third. Taking a look at the rest of his kit, Limit Burst is going to be a large damage dealer. As a matter of fact, basically all of his abilities that are previewed, like the majority of them, are damage dealers. So, and he is a mage, so that gives us an idea of what his kit is essentially going to be like. Now, first of all, let's preview his lower tier abilities before his Limit Burst. Medium damage dealer, CT down, as well as 1 turn quickness down on a large AoE. I think, first of all, initially, these large AoEs are always incredibly valuable. They can catch a lot of enemies, and they can be very damaging towards enemies as well. This ability seems really good. The one thing to note about it, though, that I'm not crazy about, for a mage, it kind of has only so much range on it, so I really wonder whether or not he's going to have a range increase from one of his supports, because the range on that is basically the equivalent of Mont, which is fine, but I'm not overly excited about that. Taking a look at what else we have here, we can see that this ability basically gives a AP regeneration state for multiple characters. I don't think it's going to be anything too insane if you look at like what Mont can do, or what a lot of the regular AP generations. They're pretty mild, so I would expect this to be relatively reasonable. I don't think it's going to be anything off the wall insane, but you know, talk about it next week. The interesting thing is that it seems to have an additional state, or an additional damage state canceling effect, which is basically your Astoria or Noctis. I don't know. First of all, it depends whether this ability is really worth it or not. Like, it does have short range, so Sadali has to be functioning in a support role. His AI has to be in like an actual type of AI that would be interested in buffing over damage dealing, because at that point Astoria is close enough to be dealing damage anyway, or Noctis. Sadali's also immediately a wind unit, so he's just a natural counter to Noct. So I don't think that he, like, short of you choosing that battle and fighting against Earth characters, I don't think that this is going to be anything super duper game breaking. I actually think that this is maybe a little more overvalued just because the range is so short. The AP regeneration is nice, unless the only way I can really say that I like this ability is if we find out that it's just a permanent cast thing. So if it's cast on a unit, it lasts for like 10,000 turns or something ridiculous. So it's basically a permanent effect. Also, whether or not that will be cancelable by certain other units. Like Leela has a thing that cancels all kinds of enhancements, and whether or not this kind of effect would be canceled by that. So there's a lot of question marks about this. I could see this ability being really good. I could see this ability being just like whale bait of being like, look, we've solved part of the Astoria problem, even though Astoria has plenty of other ways of doing damage, and he doesn't need his limit burst necessarily to really do oodles of damage. Anyway, now the last one is probably the best, which is his limit burst. Thankfully, it is a single target, large damage dealing, and the big effect that we are seeing here, where is it? After increasing your own magic attack resistance penetration rate, do damage of a large amount with the probability of charm for multiple turns. If charm is caused on the unit will also get a bonus effect of attack or magic power up. So basically what this ability will do is it will charm the enemy and empower the enemy to do more damage. So if a unit actually gets charmed, they'll be able to do more damage. This is a really interesting effect. It's really different from a lot of the others. The only thing that I am concerned about is, again, what is charm shelf life, whether charm will really be useful into the future. This limit burst, you know, charm is not completely created equal among all units. If a tank gets it as opposed to something else, really doesn't matter too terribly much, I don't think, because I don't think the enemy will target that tank. And this is single target, so he only gets one use of this, and then he's kind of done. So it is a very powerful effect. It could be absolutely tide turning, but in terms of PvE, high level PvE, where we just see these kind of effects be, you know, the enemies are completely immune to it 99% of the time, this is not an exciting limit burst. This is what I would consider to be a high PvP character. And one of the big things here is just going to matter where his resistances lie. On global, with you know, some of the more new units, like more the merrier, I'm thinking this character might be a really interesting combination. On JP, building an entire wind magic team right now doesn't seem the best, not the worst, not the best. And it really depends whether he can stand up against other ice units. Maybe you're combining this guy with Mont to be really damage resistance against ice elemental characters, but Barris might be the really good counter for this guy, and we don't know. You know, right now they're rerunning a lot of, or 2 of the Warrior of Crystal banners, and we could see 2 more come back next week. And if Barris is coming back at the same time, I personally would choose Barris over this unit every time. But that being all said and done, it is a 100 cost unit for Wind. Wind will definitely benefit really nicely from having another Wind Elemental character. People with Halloween Leela will probably be really happy to see this, or potentially people who are really big fans of Varush, for example, or Gargus. There is some interesting potential, as well as synergy with Fire Elemental characters to protect against Ice. But how much value we're really going to see so far, I feel like Sadali is going to be primarily a PvP character, and therefore maybe not the most essential get. But if he's permanently in the pool, then I would say he's really probably a pretty safe skip for most people who aren't incredibly worried about the wind element. But hey, let me know what you think about this, and yeah, that's all for this video. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes, but please kindly and nicely correct me in the comment section below if I accidentally made a mistake. I'm sure someone's already said what the global name is of that job. I want to say it's cleric, but it's not. Devout. I got it at the end of the video. Anyway, thanks for watching.